Welcome you all. So in this session, I will explain about centrifugal pumps, and this content is included in turbo machine subjects in module number 5. So pumps, the where are these pumps are used, and what are the applications of these pumps, and what are the difference between these pumps, fans, compressors, and what are the different types of the pumps used for the different applications. So the types of the pumps, there are basically two types of the pumps. So one is a displacement pump, another one is a dynamic pumps. So first of all, what are the difference between these pumps, fans, compressors? And one more difference between what are the turbo machines and these pumps, fans, and compressors. See, these pumps, fans, and compressors are called as a power absorbing type of turbo machines. So actually here these are the turbo machines. What pumps, fans, compressors, these are the turbo machines. The turbo machines we know. So here the energy exchange occurs between the flowing fluid as well as a rotating element. In similar case, uh, the operation will taking place on these power absorbing type of the turbo machines also. So here turbo machine, there is a change in level of flowing fluid by means of momentum exchange. So that means the energy level changes occurs while fluid is flowing through this uh, turbo machines. So actually fluid is initially drawn at atmospheric temperature or less than the atmospheric temperatures, then it is get compressed and then it is get discharged at higher pressure. That means there's a change in energy level will occurs in a fluid while it is flowing through this turbo machines. So what are the applications of the fans? So widespread in all industries, the fans are common. These fans are used in power units, case of cars, trucks, tractors. So for example, in case of cars, the backside of the radiator, it is provided with one fan. That is a cooling fan. So that cooling fan draws atmospheric air through the radiator. That means the flowing water in that radiator, it get cooled, and the same water is get recirculated to the water jackets of the engine. In computer also, one small size fan is used in order to cool the components of the system. Then these fans are used in grain elevators, oil field, water supply or treatment system, the food processing units. The next, what are the differences between these three different power absorbing turbo machines? The pumps. So here the pumps, the fluids are moving from the inlet to the exits. In case of fans, moves the move gases with a little increase in pressure. That means the pressure difference from the inlet to the outlet is a very minimum in fans. But in case of compressors, the gases are moves with a higher pressure at the will with the increase greater increase in pressure. So for example, air compressors, the air is drawn from the atmosphere at a very less pressure with atmospheric pressure, or in some cases it is vacuum, but it is get discharged at very higher pressure, either it may be 10 bar, 15 bar, 20 bar, like that. So these are the three differences between the pumps, fans, and compressors. That means pumps, so in that the liquid is used as a fluid, moving fluid. The fans, so here the gases are moving with a little increase in pressure, but in cases of compressors, the most gases with the greater increase in pressure. So next to see the operation of the displacement type of the pumps. So this arrangement is either piston cylinder arrangement or a plunger system cylinder arrangement. So when it takes the to and from motion, when a piston takes the to and from motion, that causes suction as well as compression inside the cylinder. So that causes the inlet of the fluid as well as the pressure is get exited at higher pressure. So this sketch that shows the construction of the displacement type of the pumps. So here the movement is a reciprocating motion, and the piston pumps is also called as a piston pumps, and consists of the crank, the connecting rod is there, piston or plungers. So here the volumetric efficiency is greater than 97%. In a displacement type of the pumps, the volumetric efficiency is greater than 97%. Then mechanical efficiency is near to 90%. So here the small percentage of the mechanical energy is lost because of friction, because there are number of components, moving components are there. There is a piston, connecting rod, crank, and valve mechanism. So that causes the reduction in mechanical efficiency by 10%. So for more stable flow, the increased number of cylinders. So in order to actually, if in case the single cylinder is used here, so here the flow is not continuous. That is, the flow is intermittent. Correct. Flow is intermittent. That means the discharge occurs in intermittent base. So for the delivery purpose, for any application purpose, the continuous supply is required. So in order to get that one, this the more number of cylinders are arranged in order to get the continuous flow through the this type of the this is displacement type of the pumps. So the rotary pumps is also called as displacement pumps. The examples for that one, gear pumps, lobes, screw and vane type of the pumps. Such it is the gear pumps are more popular in different applications. If you see the oil pump construction in an engine, so that is also a gear type of the vane type of the gear type of the pumps are used. Next here the mechanical efficiency is greater than 90%, and here relatively constant output can be achieved. So here this figure shows the construction of the impellers of the pumps. The different types of the impellers are used. Very smaller impellers, similar type of the impellers are used in water pumps of an engine. And this one shows detailed components of the centrifugal pumps. Next, dynamic pumps. The example for the dynamic pumps is centrifugal pumps. So actually, this one is relatively simple in construction. So there are less number of the components are present here. The mechanical efficiency has a high has a 90%. So here mechanical efficiency is more than 90%. But because here the less number of the moving components when compared to the displacement type of the pumps, can handle fluids containing suspended solids. If there is any suspended particles may present in a fluid, that may not cause any problems in case of centrifugal pumps, but in case of displacement type of the pumps, so these suspended particles may stuck in between the piston and cylinder gap. So that will score the piston cylinder surface as well as also get defect the piston surface also. The maintenance is very easy when compared to the displacement type of the pumps. So there are only two parts here. There is an impeller and a casing. But in case of displacement type of the pumps, it consists of more number of components. There is a piston, cylinder, crank, then connecting rod, valve and valve operating mechanisms. So, but In a dynamic type of pump or centrifugal pumps, there are only two components, that is impeller and casing. So here the different types of the flow can be possible. Either it may be radial flow, either it may be mixed flow or axial flow type of pumps. So this figure shows the actual construction of the centrifugal pump. This consists of only two components, that's a casing as well as a impeller. Then it is provided with the suction or entry of the fluid to the impeller and a discharge end for the exit of the fluid. So next, construction of the centrifugal pump. So here there are two components, there is a impeller as well as a casing or housing. So actually here the volute type of the casing is used. That means the cross section area of the pipe goes on increase from the I sections to the discharge end. So here fluid is get into the pump at the center part of the impeller, that is called as the I section of the impeller. So then it is that fluid is flows along the surface of the impeller. Finally it is get discharged to the outer circumference of the periphery of the impeller, and then it is passed to the volute casing. Finally it is discharged to the discharge pipe. So this is the construction of the centrifugal pump. And here this sketch that shows the direction of the fluid flow in a centrifugal pump. So in this case, the fluid is getting to the pump in axial directions. So then it is flows along the radial direction and finally exited from the volute casing. So this is shows that is actually it is what mixed flow is. We can see in this figure that is a flow. The inlet will taking place in axial direction and exit will occurs in a radial direction. Next, what are the classification of the pumps? The first classification according to the working head. So according to that, either it may be low head pump, medium head pump or high head pump. So now low head pump means the head is limited to 15 meter. The liquid may enter from one or from both sides of the impeller depending upon the flow rate of the liquid. So in case the maximum flow rate is required or maximum discharge is required, so in this case the fluid is getting to the impeller at both sides of the impeller unit. So usually a horizontal shaft is used. The type of casing is a volute with no guide vanes. The second classification based on working head, that is a medium head pump. So head is ranges from the 15 meter to 40 meter. The liquid may enter from one or from both sides of the impeller depending upon the flow rate of liquid. The type of casing is a volute with the guide vanes. Next, high head pumps. So here head is above the 40 meter. Usually a multi-stage arrangement. So here it consists of the two or more number of stages of the centrifugal pumps are connected either in series or in parallel manner to get the either high head or high discharge. The shaft may be vertical or horizontal. For deep wells, the vertical shafts are used. So according to the type of casing, either it may be volute casing, then vortex casing, another one is diffuser casing. The volute casing means the spiral form with increasing cross-section area towards the discharge end. Vortex casing circular chamber is introduced between the impeller and casing. Diffuser casing, it consists of guide wheels with the stationary vanes called diffuser provided at the outlet of the impeller vanes. The third classification according to the fluid entrance to the impeller, the single entry pump and double entry pump. If water enters from one side of the impeller, it is called a single entry pump. In case the water enters from both sides of the impeller, it is called as double entry pump. So according to the direction of flow of water to the impeller, It may be classified as radial flow pump, axial flow pump, and mixed flow pump. In a radial flow pump, water flows through the impeller in radial direction. Axial flow pump means the water enters and leaves in axial direction, and mixed flow pump means it is a combination of radial and axial flow. Next, according to the number of impellers, the single stage pump and a multi-stage pump. If a centrifugal pump consists of one impeller, so then it is known as single stage pump. If centrifugal pump consists of two or more impellers, then it is known as multi-stage pump. So according to the specific speed, the pumps are classified as low specific speed pump. If the specific speed between 10 to 30, so then it is known as low specific speed pump. Example for that one, radial flow pump. High specific speed pump, if the specific speed is between 400 to 40 to 450, then it is known as high specific speed pump. Example, mixed and axial flow pump. And this figure shows the different types of the centrifugal pumps. The first one is a screw type of pump, second one is a centrifugal type of the pump, and third one is axial flow pump. So this is the brief introduction about centrifugal pump.